investigators are just trying to figure out what led to the deaths of the 7 people here in Okmulgee County. They were all found in this house just behind this fence. This is one of several submerged roads here in Skiatook. It gets even worse as you go further back to the creek. Right now, we're standing about a half foot of water. This was the update the family had been waiting for after 9 days of searching for Chris Colston. We're in the evacuation zone here at West 2600 Road. We'll show you what we're seeing. That is a lot of ground that is already burned as a result of this fire. The couple says they were asleep inside this house when they got a call from their grandson that tornado was barreling right towards this home. Tonight, the power is out in all of Shawnee. You can see people are having to adapt. We reached out to the board members here with the Adair County Water District for answers, but like many of the people who live here, we were referred to this packet. Further south, that is where we are anticipating the worst of this flooding in the Meadows subdivision neighborhood. He says he's found Jesus and looks forward to telling his story of recovery one day. This time tomorrow going to be a completely different story. Take a look out here, just see the majesty that is Southern Hills. There's a lot of water and roof damage inside the facility and also debris scattered all around the building, but things really could have been a lot worse because just a couple hundred feet away is this building, which tonight is almost unrecognizable.
Where y'all at?
Restoration crews are busy boarding up the broken windows at Shawnee Colonial Estates.
It was a good one. It was scary. It was coming straight from my house, too.
Billy's house was spared in the storm, but this place, where 79 people call home, was not so lucky.
Well, we knew it was coming.
Maintenance supervisor Claire Henley says the staff put all residents in the hallways away from the windows. That's part of the policy during tornado warnings and could have saved lives.
If you went down the side over here, you noticed all the windows are boarded up because all that came through.
A step out the back door of the nursing home used to show a storage facility and a YMCA, but now it's filled with debris from those shredded buildings. Henley says no residents or staff inside the facility were hurt during the storm. Right after it passed, those residents got on ambulances and buses and relocated to new facilities. Henley says the residents handled all the chaos well and points to previous drills to get everyone ready for these situations.
The reason I say that they were calm is because I like to do a mock fire drill and they don't know when I'm going to do it.
Henley says plans to repair the building are already underway, but it's unclear when all of those residents can move back home. After saving up for years, Mitch and Kara Meredith were thrilled to finally buy their dream house in 2021.
So I did all the nesting in here and was so excited.
It was a new build and the home the Merediths thought they'd live in to raise their 2 girls and newborn baby. But that dream is turning into a nightmare.
Started gushing up from here. You can see it pumping and it's bubbling out of the ground, straight from the ground. And it was, I think we calculated at the time that it was started flowing out probably around 5 gallons a minute.
They first thought a pipe burst inside the master bathroom, but knew this leak had to be something worse.
This is Sunday the 31st.
Since the mess kept coming even after shutting the water off.
I called 3 different plumbers out here, paid 3 different plumbing bills to come and check of like, what are we missing? And every one of them said, this is not a plumbing issue. You've got a major problem on your hands. They believed in their mind by looking at it, it was oil.
To keep their kids safe, the Merediths moved out of the house 3 weeks ago. In that time, they've called the Oklahoma Corporation Commission and other state agencies trying to get answers on if the spill is really oil and what to do next. Corporation Commissioner Kim David wrote on social media that she's aware of the situation and that she's been getting regular updates. David says staff have visited the property to conduct a variety of tests and have remained in close contact with the family throughout the process. The Merediths say there has been a lot of testing, but they feel left out of the updates. The state's online database shows an oil well was drilled in 1946 and was plugged in 1947. That well is less than 500 feet from the Merediths' home. They have an idea of where this is headed, but want to hear it for themselves.
Find me the well that's reported in this location. Find that well and prove to me that it hasn't been uncapped. Prove to me that it is out there where it's labeled on their map. Prove that to us so that we can move on and say that it's not that.
The last 3 weeks have been filled with a lot of sleepless nights. They hope to get some kind of answer soon.
My girls haven't been back in their home for 3 weeks. They want to come home. They want to come in and get their stuff. I won't even let them inside.
It was a normal Saturday morning breakfast rush until it wasn't. Glass, tables, and people were sent flying.
I was standing behind the bar getting some salsa, and all of a sudden I see this truck barreling through the front of the store and pins me up against the wall.
Gina Parson was buried in the damage for nearly a half hour. She's finally out of the hospital, but knows her recovery is just getting started.
I've got pins and rods in my right leg, bruised all the way around my side. They said I was lucky to be alive.
Inside the restaurant, the truck is gone, but signs of chaos are still there. This is evidence of a morning Melissa Newkirk won't soon forget.
There was a lot of screaming at first. We're trying to, calm some of the people down and then assess, okay, like what do we got? What's going on?
Melissa found Gina in the destruction. Others were by her side too.
She got up there and was standing right by me and praying for me, and there was another guy that was sitting next to her with a blue shirt on. He prayed for me.
The two waitresses agree it's a miracle nobody lost their lives. It's hard to see their workplace in such disarray, but there's a bigger realization after surviving something like this.
Whatever you need. Like, we're a family. We got this. We made it through this.
Yep. If we can make it through this, we can make it through anything.
Yeah, for sure.
When the water goes out, life still goes on for people in Adair County's Rural Water District 5. Dishes need to be washed, dinner has to be cooked, and you've got to think outside of the box when it comes to flushing the toilet.
These are the jugs that I dip in there.
For Sheila Camp, an outage means stepping a few feet outside, finding an empty jug, and taking a dip.
That's the only choice we have, is this right here. I mean, look at that, how nasty that is.
A trough made for cows to get water instead turns into her supply just so she can use her bathroom. Inside of her home, you won't find a table in the dining room. Instead, it's a mountain of water bottles ready to go for when the faucets are dry.
It's frustrating because you don't know when to do anything, because you don't know when you're going to have water and when you're not going to have water.
The water bottles are a necessity in Sheila's home. She uses her supply to drink and bathe. The outages have happened from time to time in her 20 years of living here, but they've really ramped up in the last year. She's gone as long as 3 weeks without running water.
I mean, yeah, I live out in the country and everything, and, I'm used to it, but I shouldn't have to live like this.
Sheila and other members of the water district have asked the governing board for answers.
No water for 3 weeks, and then I still get a big bill. I don't understand why.
During one meeting, members brought up disruptions to their water and disputes over their bills.
My bill last month was $70. This month is $69. I also have a $200 credit.
They raised questions over inconsistent charges, especially with days of outages. The board listens, trying to help where they can, knowing the problems right in front of them.
But it's the entire system just has flaws, and it was years of neglect, so that's what we're trying to undo right now.
This board took over after upending the people previously in charge. Ivan Hargis served as chairman of the board until earlier this month, but would not go into detail on just how bad things really are. The board tells its members that the system is more than 30 years old and cannot support the district anymore.
We inherited these issues, and we're doing what we can to bring everything up to par. Unfortunately, it's not going to be overnight. It's going to take some time, and we just ask everybody to be patient.
Hargis says the board is paying for consultants and contractors to get things on the right track. Is it one jug for each flush?
No, it's 4.
Sheila will tell you patience can only go so far.
We need help. They need help down there. We need water.
In Adair County, Cal Day, Oklahoma's Own is on 6.